All right. So this is OnShape. You will need to create a login. Use your student ID so that your student email, I should say, so that it functions uh, and you have access to it. Okay. So the first thing you do once you get online with it is do create. Okay. And once you do that, you're just going to do a document. Okay. And let's title it Gasket. Okay. You're going to title it, let's say, um, your last name, first initial, not my last name, and then the assignment. Okay. So once you open that up, you will see this. It's a little similar to what you've worked with in the past. You do have your view cube, okay, kind of the similar. You do have these options for changes that you can make in visualization. I'm just going to keep it unshaded. It seems to be the easiest. You also have isometric here if you want. Zoom to fit, zoom window. I would keep it in isometric so you can see what you're doing until you're actually just doing 2D. Once you go to extrude, move it back into isometric. Now they're going to show you all these planes, which you can always select. Okay. You just need to click on them again to deselect them. And then if you don't want them visible, you can come over here to the geometry window over here in this column and hide them. Okay, by the eyeball. I'm going to leave this one on for right now so that it's visible, so that when we start making this gasket, it's easy for you guys. So hit the top button on your view cube. Okay, you can also move it around with your mouse button. That's how mine's set up, or you can rotate it with your right click and hold. Okay, but for now, whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Oh my gosh. I'm lost in my thing here. There, and there's the top again. Okay. So anyway, what we're going to do is I'm going to turn that on and then I'm going to sketch. That's what you're going to do, sketch. Okay, so hit sketch and it's going, and we're going to work on this top plane. Okay, and I'm going to select it. So you now can see that this first sketch is aligning with that top plane. And then we're going to do a bunch of circles here because with the gasket, that's mainly what it is. So first circle you make, you want it to be 5 in diameter, okay? You see there the hatched out circle is meaning that it is measuring in diameter, so you'll click on it. And the thing is that you have to realize is that it's not the same. You're going to need to dimension, select, pull out, and then once you've done that, you can change it, okay? So then we'll do it again with another circle. Okay, so the next circle we have, we're going to bring out the next circle ring we have. Oh, we need to do the internal one. I forgot about that one. No, that was right. 9 will be here. I'll change the dimension of it with that dimensioning tool. And I'm going to make it 9. Okay. Then the next circle, I'm just going to keep clicking circles here until I get done with this, is 16. I want it from this center point. Uh-oh. Must have clicked too soon. Click and bring it out, and I want it to be 16, so I'm going to bring it close to that. Then I'm going to dimension it to be 16. Okay, and I'm just hitting dimension, selecting the item, typing in the number, and pressing enter. Then my last one is going to be 19, which I want from the center. I'm going to pull it out, and then I'm going to select the dimension tool, and there's hotkeys for all of them. My main field is in AutoCAD, so I'm not going to worry about that right now. And I need to make my circles that I'm going to use for the array. So I want my first circle. See that? See that? It's not a restraining line, but it's a reference line. I'm going to go ahead and make this circle. Now this circle needs to be 2, so it needs to be a little bigger than that. Oops, I made it around the wrong spot. I'm wondering. I don't see a tool to move it, so I'm going to just erase it for the moment. So I figured that one out. So I'm going to come here, and I want this to be 2. Okay. And then I'm going to need 2 more up here. I need another one that is 2. Okay. And again with the dimension tool. I find that getting tedious, but it works. And then another circle here, okay? And now this one, dimension tool, select it and make it 3, okay? All right, so now we have the overall gist of what we want. Now what we need to do is we need to, and you can just select and delete any of these objects. We need to do our lines down that are going to make these tabs for when we trim. So I'm just going to go down with 1 and then, oops, I don't want to do that. I'm going to select the line again and go down to my line. It's showing me my snap points. And then if you see this little scissor here, that's your trim. And I'm just going to tell it what I want gone. And I want that gone and that gone. I'm actually going to want this gone at some point. So whatever, I'll just do that. So now I have this entity, and let's do this one first. So circular array, or they call it circular pattern. Pick my object, and instead of 3, I want 6. Oops. Double click on it, 6, enter. Okay, you can tell that I'm just not used to this program, and I did it again. So select this, double click on that number, you want 6 there, and left click, good to go. Okay. Okay. So now we want to do circular pattern. Now, if you notice, you'll see it also gives you the drop down steps. Okay. So I'm going to select this, 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 and that to be part of my circular pattern. And then I'm going to come up here and I'm going to change that to 12. Okay. And it's going to come around to be, let's see, it looks about right. And it fills it completely in. Okay, may not look perfect initially, and that was one of my issues I had, not understanding the program as well. But once if you've put in the correct parameters, you want it to come all the way back around and you do 12, it should lay them out for you. So the next thing you're going to do is you're just going to cut these pieces, and I think it will remain active, yep, while you do that. So you can just click on that opening. Okay, now Control Z does function. There's also a back and forward button that you can utilize. Okay, so keep that in mind. And then once you have all those trimmed out, you need to come off the tool, escape, and then you're going to delete some of these other reference lines that are unnecessary. Okay, so now we don't really need top on anymore, and we have this entity. So what we need to do now is we just need to extrude it. And I think I have you extrude it to a top of half. Okay, here's our entity. Now, extrude with this is has a little bit of press pull, has a little bit of extrude. So their extrude tool is right here. Okay, and how you do it is you select it, and you automatically are going to extrude up. Now you can click that and it'll go down, or click it and it comes back up. Okay, and then it automatically does a press pull technique. Okay, so if I press enter, here is my little gasket, and if I select it, if I select the body of it, let's see how we do here. No, I don't want to do that. Shoot. Okay, hold on, here we go. Select it, it'll raise, and we just did that, and enter. There it is. Okay, so it's selecting faces, if you notice. When you extrude, you can tell it if you want it to be a surface or you want it to be a solid. But for the most part, that is your project. At the moment, we're not going to get into visualization. I'm going to have to work a little bit more in the program to get you there. So let's just leave it at this gasket for now. So I hope that gets you through this assignment. Make sure you submit it to me, and I will be excited to see your work.